I am Feel It.
And I am Fix It. And we talk about life.
And stuff and things.
With the occasional rant.
Which you will have no problem doing.
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Or good night. Whatever it is, wherever you are, we hope you're having a good one.
Agreed. That
Ooh.
sounds good as absolutely. I'm going to go with absolutely.
That works.
There we
Sure.
go.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Why not?
Try to pull off that voice.
You gotta play it a little bit,
I'm trying.
You just have fun with it.
If we would have done this earlier in the day, as I had hoped, I would have had more energy. Sorry.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, but I wouldn't have. And
Clearly.
I was pooped. I worked last night, so I was kind of pooped. Yeah. And yeah.
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 One of those days.
Yeah. And it was raining, which is nice when I'm, it's like third shifter and it's raining during the day, and it's like there is nothing that screams go to sleep, like quite like that.
That's fair.
That was nice. I had windows and I had the door open a little bit, and you got that smell of the rain and the sound of the rain. It's very soothing.
And tomorrow it will be stormy.
Nice.
And cooler. I believe.
Nice.
I don't know.
Also nice.
Something to that effect.
It has been so hot for so long that even I'm like, okay, we can.
Well, I think it's time to put. I mean, I was switching out like winter and summer clothes today, and I think it's time to put the sandals away. I think it's time. I think we're there.
Okay, admittedly, we've had this conversation before, but if it was up to me, they'd never come out again.
I know, but you're not me.
Mm-hmm.
I also went through my clothes and just organized some things and tried to be productive.
Yeah, of course. Like, okay, breaking out the winter wardrobe. I swapped the positions of my jacket on the hook, and I put my Levi denim jacket on the back hook, and I put my Carhartt on the outside hook, and I moved my fleece lined jeans from the bottom of the pile. And it's effectively the end of my wardrobe shift.
Good for you.
It's very easy for me. And I will say fleece lined jeans are amazing.
That's fair.
They're really nice. You can find a comfortable pair that just kind of fits right. They're very nice to have in the chillier weather.
You know what you don't do? You don't wear that robe that you got for Christmas in the summer.
No.
Oh,
No.
so there is something that you don't wear
Oh, no. Well,
year round.
Yeah, but it's still out. It's accessible.
It's in the closet.
It's still accessible.
Whatever.
I still need to stitch up that arm.
You're being like
somehow
that.
Those stitches popped. I gotta fix those.
You're being like
Look, that thing is double-sided faux fur. Okay, it is heavy, and it is very warm, and it's amazing, and it's awesome. But when it's already 80 degrees, I ain't putting on something that's hairy. I'm just not. I like it warm, but there's something about stewing in your own juices.
Gross.
It's exactly. It's like I like a sauna, but a sauna ends. I like hot tubs, but at some point you're like, okay, this is enough, and you get out. It's like, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, when it's a little chilly out, I thought about breaking it out a couple of days, but yeah, it would have been nice to have had in Tennessee. Those mornings, it would have been really nice. Slide that thing on and just kind of camp out on the deck. I just wasn't going to pack it.
No. Let's slide there for a second. So yes, sorry, we did not end up recording last weekend, but we are home safe and sound. We got home late last Saturday night. It was a good week.
It was.
Went by pretty quickly, of course, as all vacations do. It was as chill and loosely scheduled as we had talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So we did successfully do that. Our dog was an absolute mess by the time.
Yes.
It was the end of the week.
Yes, she was.
She's ready to go home.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Our oldest did okay. That was the longest that she had been away from home. And the most okay. Like the longest.
Mm-hmm.
So, but even by, halfway through the week, she was like feeling it. Feeling twitchy.
Yeah. I mean, because, her normal... understandable. Her normal routine is...
very much a homebody.
She is. And she's got her online friends and her gaming group and her church group that she's interacting with. And she enjoys all of that, and it's great. I'm very thankful she's developed some social life. But it's always... But a lot of it kind of revolves around home. She's never that far from home. And this was completely disconnected from everything but us. So, yeah, it can be a little something.
And she didn't have any space to go to.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Yeah.
And calm.
Yep.
We had a 2-bedroom. One was a loft, which I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So that one wasn't like private. I mean, you stood far enough back. Nobody was going to see you, but
mm-hmm.
You could hear things, and
yep.
It just wasn't totally private. So
no.
Pulled it off with the friend coming,
yep.
the girl's friend coming. He ended up spending more time with us than he had planned, but
mm-hmm.
it worked out. It was good.
It definitely changed the dynamic, which I thought was...
It did.
Yeah.
But, 3 adults with some neurodivergence.
Yes.
3, and I say like you are an adult. Like there was 4 total, so it was coming at me a lot. But they are young, right? Like they are
mm-hmm.
22, 21, and 19.
Yes.
So they all have a very certain mindset and a certain way of talking and a certain way of thinking and a certain way of acting. And,
mm-hmm.
and I think he has autism.
Sure.
Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot.
Yeah.
I envisioned what a son would have been like with you.
Possibly, yeah.
The sarcasm.
Sure.
The wit.
Well, yeah, we got that anyway. Honestly, though, admittedly, different child is going to behave differently, but I would like to think, other than a few smaller things, it's like I tried very hard to not be. It's not like I literally asked myself, but I kind of set myself up. It's like, okay, if my daughter was a boy, would I be doing this differently? And other than like the daddy-daughter dance kind of things and the fact that it's like I can almost guarantee I would have been playing with Barbies at some point with a son, but maybe. I don't know. Hard to say. But I would like to think I haven't done... I tried not to be part of what was instilling,
Gender norms?
No, gender roles. I wanted them... I tried to give them the space to dictate how it proceeded.
Okay.
Kind of the in Jordan Peterson thing popped up again. Amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, the closer you get to being truly egalitarian, where society doesn't put any kind of gender role in place, it maximizes the physiological differences. And the studies have been reproduced multiple times. It's like I can't cite them. He does often. You look him up. He talks about them all the time because they get brought up all the time. It's like you remove the sociological differences so that everything's basically even from society coming in both directions. Then the natural behavior, the biological, physiological maximize. And it's been shown to increase the differences in the gender roles because you give them the freedom to express themselves without the outside pressure. And like I think in a manner of speaking, I ended up with that.
Okay.
They're both very girls, but they're all both very girls in very different ways.
Yes. So,
but
I let you have that rabbit trail.
Yeah, sorry,
we're going to go back.
Sure. Back to the vacation.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that explanation.
But sure. My point with it being a different dynamic was since he's not part of the family, he doesn't behave a specific way around us because we're not his parents.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's kind of a catalyst for them being more of their uncontrolled selves.
Which
they
typically are, but
yeah, but
sure.
This was
different.
This was instead of like a day, this was multiple days of them interacting basically uncensored and uncontrolled, and seeing how that dynamic changes. Our girl's behavior was enlightening.
Enlightening, yes, it was good.
There were times where, like, you guys, just do me a favor, like, shut up for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes.
I never felt that way.
Oh, I did multiple times. I wanted to just
wow,
stop. Just stop.
So somebody else needed some quiet time.
Just stop.
Anyway,
I had some quiet time. It was very weird. Our youngest does not like getting up early.
She doesn't.
It's like you pick her up and carry her out of bed, and she's just, like, you tap on her door, she wakes up mad. You give her a little nudge, she wakes up mad. You pick her up and carry her to where she needs to go, she's still ticked at you. Doesn't matter, she wakes up angry. And every day she was up before sunrise, and she went out on the deck and she started reading. And she was reading, I want to say it was Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, she was reading Pride and Prejudice. Like, seriously, kid. Like, okay, all right, wouldn't have been my first guess, but sure. And she'd get out there, she'd grab a blanket, and then she's like, oh no, it got cold. And she went out and grabbed a second blanket and went back out on the deck. And just kind of sat there with the sun coming up. It's like, I don't know what to make of this. It's really cool, and I happily encourage this behavior, but this is definitely kind of unexpected.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And it was kind of nice. Like, she'd go out there and read, and when I got up, it's like I'd, make my cup of coffee, and I'd go sit out on the deck in the other chair, and she'd read, and I'd just stare at the trees, look at the mountains, watch the sky get brighter.
It was very nice.
It was nice. It was very, very calming.
It was.
And then, that morning seeing the bear was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You're just glad it was going towards somebody else's trash cans and not ours?
And we were way up on the balcony looking down at it. Just walking house to house down the road.
Yeah, house to house looking for snacks.
That was, yeah. Not to say, there's bear mace by the door, so it's not like you didn't expect something. And you're in the mountains and the woods in Tennessee.
Well, and your trash cans are all in bear cages.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Very relaxing. Nice to get away. Good to be home.
It was.
Gatlinburg was very nice. Very busy. Of course, if you've been there, and now we have, and I can say I have, that has blocks of stores. You walk, right? It's blocks of walking. This strip of downtown. Pigeon Forge, though, has sidewalks. It's not as everything's right here in several blocks for you to walk. It's miles and not so friendly to walk. When it was much more chaotic.
It was much more chaotic. You could probably walk, but you're going to be wasting so much time. Like Gatling Forge, everything is on top of each other, and Gatlinburg, everything's on top of each other, and Pigeon Forge, it's like everything is spread out. So it's, and you're talking, what was it, divided 6-lane?
Yes.
And like, you're not, it's like, oh, the store I want's over there. You're not walking that.
It was incredibly overwhelming. I did okay driving through it. While you guys were at that Titanic museum, I took the other two to a gaming store. Mm-hmm. Holy cow. Yeah, that was brief. That was downtown Flavortown, and then out. It was Titanic Museum. They killed time at the gaming store, and then downtown Flavortown out.
Yep.
Hours there, not even like a whole afternoon, but it was good.
You could definitely spend way more time there, but you're going to be doing a lot of short hops in your car driving in that mess. And it's like, if that's your thing, more power to you.
I got stuck in a funeral procession too. You can imagine how fun that was in that traffic.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like any fun at all.
But it was good. Now we can say we've done it. You know, bought some swag, got some merch.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed doing something different and visiting our friends. It was
Yes.
good to see them.
It was very good to see them and harass their bunnies and their ducks and their cats.
And then I was home. And I was checked out the first half of the week. I admit that. I was having trouble snapping back in. I'm pretty good now. I'm getting there. Climate change there, you know, from here to there to back. But it's also a climate change right now here. And I'm feeling that. So, an adjustment.
Yeah, very
but
much
now
so.
we're back to reality. I don't know. I'd said we'll go back. I don't think it would be next year. Probably the year after. And I don't know if this has occurred to you, but that's our 30-year wedding anniversary.
I can't say that I did the math, but
so maybe there
sure.
needs to be something special.
Sure, get the big. There was the cabin we were in, which is very nice, had a fantastic view. Just enough trees to feel like you're in the woods, because you were in the woods, and high enough with enough clearance to get a nice view of the mountains, which was gorgeous. But there was one house higher above us, and of course the dog wanted to. We walked the dog a few times she needed to stretch her legs, and she of course wanted to go up the hill. I'm like, okay, let's go up the hill, and we took a look at that one, and it's huge, but it's like
Doesn't have quite the same view.
it doesn't have the same view.
We had a beautiful mountain view of that house.
That was a fantastic view of that house, from that house. But we checked into that one, and that one's got, what was it, 6 bedrooms and sleeps 14?
Four.
Oh,
four bedroom, 4 bath, sleeps 16.
Sleeps 16, yeah. Multiple bunk beds and all kinds of that stuff. It's like, that could be. Next time, make our extra passenger pay his own way, and he can chip in, and we can get the big house.
Well, I wouldn't think it would just be him, but you know,
Hard
it's a
to
discussion.
Say. Hard to say.
I don't know. In a year and a half,
who knows?
I would definitely go back in the spring or fall.
Mm-hmm.
I would not do it in the heat of the summer. Absolutely not.
It's warm, but it's not horrible. Now, you get in the mountains, it's not horrible.
But walking those streets.
Yeah, walking the streets would definitely. I mean, it was warm while we were there, so I'm not saying it wouldn't be toasty, because it would be.
Yeah, it was in the 70s.
But well,
in the sun.
The 70s in the sun, walking on concrete. It's definitely warmer right there.
My point is, in the spring, you wouldn't necessarily have all the foliage if you caught it at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
So you decent mountain view from that particular house. In the fall, if you waited till the leaves fell, you would have, again, a view.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in the summer, you are not going to have a view of the mountains from that.
No, that is true. We wouldn't have, well, you'd still see from that house, the house that we were at.
Doesn't mean you couldn't rent a different one.
No. But you'd still have a view, but it wouldn't be quite as good. There was just enough bareness in the trees where you could definitely see more of the range, which was, again, it was great. I was amazed by the amount of ridiculously loud cars. Oh my gosh.
Oddly, yes.
Yeah.
For as much night noise as we have here, it was kind of ironic to have it there too.
It's almost worse here. And that's the part that's like, we're surrounded by a couple of made roads and an airport, and there were times where it's quieter here than it was there. I
do not agree with that, but I can appreciate what you're saying.
There was the one night where, I don't know if it was, before we're, I don't know, like 11:30, I don't think there was 5 minutes where one of those loud coffee can exhaust sounds like a freaking metallic whoopee cushion didn't drive by in the middle of the freaking woods. It's like, yeah, well, I know you guys rented a cabin too. I wonder if there's an event going on and we could find out what that is and avoid it next time.
Sure. We could look into that. It's called research. We can do it. There she is. Dory wants to make herself known.
Of course. I mean, I
But
like.
it was beautiful.
It was. It was. I mean, if that's the worst that it got,
Yeah, I'm surprised you're
it,
complaining
it
about
was
it,
still
actually.
fine. It. I have an appreciation for cars, and I have an appreciation for people putting their personal touches on cars. But I can appreciate it and not like it. And the stupid loud exhausts for no purpose, they're just obnoxious.
Well, I can't necessarily judge that, but I
They
hear what you're
sound
saying.
terrible. Now, if that's what you're into, more power to you. It's like you enjoy it. I'm not trying to harsh your groove or whatever, but but you do stuff like that, and it affects everybody else. And it's like I don't care what you do to your car, but you're ruining my night. So knock it off.
That's fair.
That's all I'm saying. And I like the sound of a nicely tuned motor. But there's absolutely no purpose for a 4-inch exhaust on a freaking inline four banger. It's like it serves no purpose.
We're going to steer it back over. We're going to steer it back over. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that point of view.
Just saying.
But we're going to steer it back over. Also had the sad news that our other neighbor on the other side is looking for a home. Very bittersweet, sad news.
Yeah.
We're going to be visiting with them tomorrow. They are going to be building a home, starting, growing their family. They already have the one child, but that's sad to me.
Yeah.
So it has made me look at houses all day long.
They're nice neighbors. We got along just fine. We didn't spend a lot of time together, but we got along just fine. We were friendly,
We could check on each other's houses, trusted each other with the codes.
Yep.
We were good.
Each other's Amazon packages while we're out of town.
Yes.
Which is cool.
Yes.
Mowed his lawn a few times, or mowed their lawn a few times.
But they got to do what they got to do. I get it. If I was them, I would do the same. I would want they want children, and you want the bigger yard. They got a big dog. They got a German Shepherd, man. The baby needs to run. That ain't the yard to run, okay?
No, not really.
Not for a dog like that.
No.
In fact, I don't even think they have as much land as us. It's a little bit smaller.
Probably.
I know why they're leaving. They're leaving now so they don't have to rake.
There's that too. I think one of the reasons why their yard looks smaller is because their fence is actually on the property line. And
that's fair. We got an extra 2 feet on the side.
That's like 3. But yeah.
Whatever.
We didn't. The neighbors installed their fence.
Without a survey.
And they put the fence where they thought the property line was. And it's actually a couple of feet.
This way.
Our
way.
Well, they gave us a couple extra feet of yard. Mm-hmm. So when we fenced in our yard, we ended up with extra. So Dory's dog run is technically on the neighbor's yard.
Yes. However, it is grown in, and she has not run it in months because when that neighbor left, well before they left, they stopped allowing the dog to run, so that they could get their yard back pretty again. Mm-hmm. But anyway, kind of a bittersweet thing. And has made me dream and talk. And I do think I'm actually going to reach out to a broker and find out what it would take. What would it take to clean up the mess that is our debt? And when I say mess, it's what would be necessary. I don't want to be all doom and gloom right now. I know there's a lot happening in the world. I know there's a lot happening with markets. No, I'm not going to go look at our 401k. Nope. I'm still going to look into creating one of my own retirement accounts. Yes, I know markets can change. Interest rates have been lowering. Just the stuff that everybody gets up in arms about. And actually, both of our neighbors, I will guarantee you what crossed their mind was the same thing that crossed the other neighbor's mind. And I'm going to verify tomorrow, was we're going to get out of Dodge while we got all this equity. Mm-hmm. And we are constantly getting notifications of some kind from different companies that want us to cash out our equity.
Yup.
I know we have it. I know we do. And we could technically have more if we did a couple extra things, and those couple extra things cost money, and all, round and round you go with all that. But I say all that to say, it's got me thinking, and I think it would be nice to actually have a good handle on what we need to do. And thank you for sending those photos.
I just remembered. It's like I hadn't sent them.
Did you ever send them to the
No,
buddy?
I didn't send them to anybody.
Them
I don't have his
buddy.
number. Or at least I didn't have his number. Anyway,
it will. I'm gonna look at the things and then maybe check into some stuff. If not now, maybe after the holidays. Give me a minute to process the stuff. But I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested. Mainly because I did get a bug up my butt. It's not just that the other neighbor's leaving, because that is sad. But the bug up my butt about, yeah, I know it's a weird term to use. That was quiet. It was quiet there. It was quiet. It makes me miss quiet. If I stopped and listened just now, did you just hear that car? Did you just hear that?
your car's all the time.
It's that loud, speed racer, crappy,
crappy,
traffic dodging.
Yeah, like crappy, 4-inch exhaust on a tiny little car that has no actual engine mods. Yeah, I know the sound.
Yeah, that.
That is a very common thing around here.
Yeah, that. Anyway.
Got $5,000 in radio and a $2,000 car. Yeah, I see that all the time.
Anyway. Okay. I got the itch. I got the itch for the quiet in the trees.
See, I kind of miss being in a spot where you hear random gunfire and think, oh, somebody's having a range day. Or that skunk's not going to be bothering anybody anymore. It's like, I was like, we still hear random gunfire. And I'm like, oh, crap. All right, let's listen for sirens. Like,
okay. You're so funny. Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you pick a topic?
No.
I thought you did.
No. I said I did not. You asked if it's like, should I pick one? And I said, yeah, go for it if you want.
That is not what you said the last time I asked you. I think you were falling asleep. I blatantly asked you if you'd pick something.
No.
And you said, yeah, I've been looking at some stuff.
Well, I've been looking at stuff. I hadn't found anything. It's like I've got a lot of, for some reason,
Then don't start that statement with yeah.
I don't remember starting it with yeah, but okay. Again, half asleep.
Oh, somebody's going to take Dory away.
Yeah. Poor silly dog.
All right, well, we can just keep... What
she was
are we
fine.
Just going to keep yakking about? Oh, because we could certainly do that. We're not recording right at the second or anything.
Yeah, no, I'm just... No, we are, and it is what it is, just saying. Just got a lot of things that are not topic related.
Misunderstanding. I thought a statement that started with yeah meant yes, I have something.
Yeah. No.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Something on your heart or mind today? That is called dead air, sir.
Yeah, I'm aware. I can edit it out. I look for dead air and chop it down into smaller, manageable chunks. So it's like you're going to hear, that's dead air, sir, and there's going to be like a 2-second pause. So it's going to sound really weird. But now this will explain why. I got some stuff in here, but nothing was... I'm getting a lot more medical stuff lately, and that's not something I'm going to jump into. You want to start a fight, you start talking medical anymore.
Yeah, I really don't want to go there.
And I don't blame you. I can't say that I do either. For now and again, I see stuff, I'm like, why did I save that? What the... Okay. there are times even I wonder about me. But what are you going to do? That's weird. Okay. No, I can't go there.
Okay.
Start getting stuck into random weird crap. It's like, okay, what was that again? Then click on it. It's like, oh no, that's nothing useful.
ADHD brain.
ADHD brain. Sometimes you gotta pause and get it to refocus. Somewhat refocused.
Yeah. Somewhat.
Somewhat. Don't want to go too far down that road. That would be very uninteresting. Image popped into my head related to that last statement. I don't know why she bothered. Can hear the dog scratching on the door. Anyway, I don't know if it was actually Calvin and Hobbes, but it was drawn in the style of Calvin and Hobbes. And, Calvin, little boy, and Hobbes, his stuffed tiger that he imagines is real. And he's given ADHD medication, and he starts calming down, and he starts to do his thing, and now he's doing his homework, and Hobbes is like, hey, you want to go play? It's like, no, I really got to finish this. And then Hobbes turns back into a stuffed tiger sitting in a chair next to him.
Can't say I've ever seen that.
I think I saved that somewhere. And it was one of the saddest little moments. It's like, that right there was a drawing of the loss of childhood and the loss of what makes it special.
Needing to focus?
Not necessarily, but to the extent that you lose everything that made you special. Medicate you into being somebody you're not.
What? How'd you get that from that?
Because part of what made Calvin was his relationship with Hobbes. And that little bit of, it's...
I guess I'm not familiar enough with the comic. But
anyway,
okay. I hear you.
Well, I think I don't know if I showed it to you, but I read it to you. And it was a little something somebody posted that 27 hours of labor, totally worth it. When I grab I shake my baby's thigh and go ring, 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 and then put his chubby little foot to my ear and say hello, and he laughs so hard he barfs.
Yes, you told that to me.
Which is one of those, just, like, if you've never been there, it's hard to explain to somebody that has no freaking clue exactly how amazing that moment is. That it's like there's nothing like it. There's no... I was like, you couldn't give me anything for me to willingly give up those little goofy experiences like that. Your kid just busting a gut over it's like, you got a baby and they're just belly laughing at the dumbest crap.
We had two of them.
Yes. And the problem is, it disappears very quickly.
It does.
It's a moment in time. And there's something special about being able to reconnect to that newness, that where everything is amazing and spectacular when you see it through a little kid's eyes for the first time. Like that first time a baby sees fireworks, and they're not terrified by the booms, and they're seeing these gigantic explosions in the sky and colors and streamers, and that just like wide-eyed wonder at things like that. You get to sort of re-experience them again when they're little. By watching them, you kind of tap into that. It's like, I can imagine what that was like for me that first time. And I think sometimes we do a disservice to kids by forcing them out of that too soon.
I would agree.
And
yes.
Sometimes the way we force them out of that too soon is by medicating them so they behave.
I think we're going into a highly controversial and dangerous topic. And
Sure.
I don't know if I have the brain space
Sure.
for
Well,
it.
and I'm not saying, but there isn't something to be said for assisting there is a point where it's just off the rails. I like how, what was it? Like Step by Step or something like that. There was a show that was on many years ago. And there was a character who was kind of a space cadet. He was the most loyal guy you'd ever meet, but he was a space cadet and kind of everywhere all the time. His brain was a mile a minute. And he messed up on the job site doing construction with the family. And he went back in and he fixed everything. And the dad of the show came and it's like, holy mackerel. It's like, this is amazing. This is fantastic work. Why is this not more normal for you? And his explanation made so much sense. And it's like I'm kind of like nuclear power. When it is focused and contained and controlled, you can do amazing things. You can power a city. You can drive the world forward. But the moment that control slips, boom. Chaos.
Okay.
And there's a balance to be found between the two. I was a camp counselor many moons ago.
You sound so old when you say that.
It was a long time ago. I mean, that was over 30 years ago. So it was a long time ago.
Okay.
I mean, when you're talking about multiple decades, that was a while ago.
Okay.
And there was one kid that was in my cabin that he had medications, so had to make sure he went and took his stuff. And he went out of his way to not take it a couple of days. And those 2 days in the middle of the week were the only days where he was a normal kid.
Okay.
And I'm not, and again, it's not trying to go down, it's like, because our daughter has
both of our daughters have been on medication.
Yes, but yes.
And one of them currently is.
Yes. And so I'm not demonizing the medication or trying to take away from the need for it, especially specific times of life, the need to have something to help you get through it. But there's a balance to be had. Like when this one particular kid was on his meds, he was almost a zombie. He was disinterested in everything. You know, you got kids out playing baseball and running around and doing tag, and we did flag football and all kinds of other stuff. And he was completely disinterested in everything. They didn't find a balance. And then you have other kids that were more like me, that were just kind of balls of energy bouncing all over the place. I wasn't as bad as many, but I had my days. Still have my days. I think there's a balance to be had.
There is.
In all of that.
A balance.
And I don't, there's a part of me that just wonders, it's like, are we trying too hard to make kids act more like grown-ups too soon, instead of letting a little bit of that chaos reign? Because it's easier for us.
I think you're talking about two different topics.
They're related.
A lot of other ways to steal a kid's childhood besides providing them medication for ADD or ADHD.
And I mean, no, and I'm not saying. I think it's potentially part of it. Part of it.
It is one facet. Yes.
And in all of it, I think it's like, I think we're trying too hard. We're pushing too hard, and in some ways, we're not putting the brakes on. They start rolling down the hill and we just kind of let it go. It's like, well, no, why don't you let your kid be a kid? Allow your kid to be silly and stupid.
I'm not sure what angle you're trying to take.
I don't know if I'm necessarily taking an angle. I'm just kind of just...
You're just talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I mean, with so much technology and so much information and so much media and so much social media, there's an innocence that just doesn't seem to exist anymore. There's the awe and wonder is gone. Yeah, nobody's, not nobody, but typically people aren't surprised by anything. We've done all of this stuff to,
do you hear that? I bet you do in the background.
Sure.
Anyway.
Then that's our neighbor.
I believe so.
Yeah, that was our neighbor. I know the sound of that thing. Anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good times.
And I think, honestly, I think we all need to stop trying to civilize everything so much. I think there needs to be a little bit of wild left. I mean, because it's like, we went out on vacation and we got a little bit closer to wild.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
We moved down here 15 years ago Thursday.
Mm-hmm. And we moved out of the more wild part of it years before that.
We weren't that far removed. We were nowhere near as far removed as we are living down here. No. Living down here, there was stages. There's the quaint little town, and then you go to the little bit bigger town with a little bit more going on, and then we moved into the city. It might be the outer edge, but it's still the city.
Yeah, we can go in...
We're in the city limits.
Let's say within 5 miles of where we are right now.
Is anything you could possibly think of?
Yeah, it's basically everything you could possibly think of.
Mm-hmm.
And where we started was, if you wanted to get anywhere worth going, you're going to be driving for 45 minutes to an hour.
So even when we lived in the town, right, and we moved into town from the country up north, that is still not anywhere close to what it is down here to live in town.
No, not even a little bit. But I mean...
It was a town with it has a store and some bars and, the gas station and, what do you characterize the town?
You had a gas station, a bar, and a post office, and that was about it.
Which is, it's a little bit more nowadays, but,
yeah, the town we came from.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it only has the one bar left.
With one main road going through it that goes to so many tourist destinations, it still wasn't as loud and terrible as where we live now.
Oh, no.
Nowhere near as close.
Terrible subjective, but yeah, I know what you mean. I would very happily go back to a position where I know I have neighbors and we occasionally pass each other on the street, but that's about it.
That's fair.
I'm not antisocial. I'm a little bit more asocial with a slightly social bend to me. I like to get around people once in a while and then leave.
But sorry. Thank you for that. Again, we're gonna bring you back in. If you're staying on this childhood topic, there's more than one way of robbing the child, and I deal with that in my counseling.
Oh yes,
all the time.
And again, a lot. Sometimes you just got to stop trying to push your kids into a direction they're not supposed to go and let them be kids. That was always a fear I had of that I think I may have overcorrected. Or at least I occasionally fear I may have overcorrected.
Okay.
I've never wanted to push them into anything. I wanted to leave the door open for them to explore. Oh, you're interested in books. Well, let's go to a library. Oh, you're interested in music. Well, what kind of music? Let's take you to a concert. Let's buy you some CDs and a CD player. It's like you're into movies. Okay, well, what kind of movies? And just encourage them to explore their likes and their interests and try and not push them, but guide them in a direction. I don't know. Maybe a little more pushing would have been good. I don't know.
Why do you say that?
Well, again, at their respective ages, you and I were married.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You were.
We did not have the same.
No.
Cognitive deficits. You got your own, I got mine, but those were diagnosable. Our daughters are diagnosable.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even think that she's not even in the same ballpark.
No, but at the same time, would a little more pressure pushing them into motion.
Motion for what?
A direction.
She had a job. She worked.
She
was good.
She did.
Then she made a call and she no longer had a job.
And fully support her in that decision. It based on everything that I know, that was a good decision.
And the other one,
and the other one, it's.
Remember, she only graduated a year ago.
Yeah, well, and
I think she's doing pretty well considering.
We are pushing her a little bit because she wants the schooling thing. She's got to do the classes. She's got an idea of where she wants to be. She's just not moving in that direction very fast. So maybe a little poke. She just doesn't take well to pokes. Would be beneficial. And her oldest, it's like she wants to move on, but she's afraid to take the steps sometimes.
Sometimes?
Often. How's that? Often.
That's more fair.
And I think there's a part of her that needs to recognize that she's afraid and then choose what to do about it. And I don't think she's got 100 words for how she's feeling, and none of them use the word afraid. And honestly, I think you're afraid, and that's nothing wrong with that. From the time they were little, I told them there's nothing wrong with being afraid. Fear is a useful tool. It tells you that something's possibly not right. But you can't let fear drive. You look at the fear, you accept the fear, you try to understand the fear, you analyze the situation and do what you got to do. Sometimes that means run away, and sometimes that means you got to drop your shoulder and just shove through the problem. Yes. And she's more gentle than that. I think she's currently in a situation where she's needs to drop her shoulder and start shoving. And
yes.
Trying to help her do that. Like you can't let the fear win. If every time you let the fear win, the fear gets stronger and it gets harder for the next fight.
It's been a rough week, sure. We've had rougher.
Yes.
Just emotional about making a decision.
Mm-hmm.
But again, how can we wrap this back around to childhood being stolen early?
Well, and I think that's something we do kind of as a disservice to ourselves too. It's like you end your childhood, your children's. It's like, okay, every parent wants their kid to grow up because sometimes being little kids is so trying for the parents.
We all have the thoughts.
And little kids can be very frustrating because they're ignorant and clumsy and all of those things. And you want them to learn, and you want them to not be the kid all the time, because it's like, okay, stop spilling things. Why can't you just, when you wash the dish, it should be cleaner than when you started. Stuff like that. It's like we all kind of have that. We want you to grow up. We want you to do things the right way. And sometimes forget that right now for them, that is the right way. There's always that desire for them to grow up, but the minute that they grow up, you realize that you just missed out on them being little one more day, because they're only little once.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's true.
and sometimes we need to remember, we need to live a little vicariously through our kids. Tapping into that innocence and that childhood. And it's like, okay, yeah, this is really frustrating for me, but it doesn't need to be frustrating for them. And then as you get older, you still, I think we do a disservice to ourselves by completely letting go of the childhood silliness. I almost said childhood idiocy. It's like, no, you need to get rid of the idiocy. You need to get rid of the naivete. You need to get rid of the ignorance. But you can still have those moments of just, that's amazing. That looking at it like a child would look at it and go, that is really cool. And everybody's got a different thing. But have that moment where you can just turn off that responsible part of yourself and just enjoy existing. Enjoy something for the silly little bit of fun that it is. People have gotten way better at that than I think previous generations have. I mean, you look at right now, the biggest buyer of toys?
Adults.
It's guys my age.
That sounds right.
And it's because, at least in part, we've got the money to buy the stuff that we like. They now make stuff that's way cooler than this. It's like, when you look at a toy you had as a kid, it's like, that thing was amazing, and then you get your hands on the exact thing, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is crap. How did I think this was amazing? And then you see the current version that the modernized version is like, no, now this is cool. This is what I had, but this is what I remember. And you got the money and time to do it. But, and that's tapping into that childhood thing. It's like, when you're a kid, you can have fun with the silliest crap. Like, especially little kids and a cardboard box. Best time they'll ever have.
Best time ever.
You spend a couple $100 on presents, and they spend the rest of the weekend playing with the boxes they came in. It's like, get back to a part of that. I mean, I get, and that's why I think so many guys have ridiculous cars. It's that childhood stupidity. It's like that. It's dumb. It serves no real purpose. But there's just something about the ridiculous joy of it. Trying to get back some of that childhood that you lost. Or that you never had in the first place.
Which that's also true. Some people
Which is
don't.
also true. And I think oftentimes if you had less of a childhood, you tend to overcompensate when you get older, much to your own detriment sometimes. And again, there's a balance. Some people just never freaking grow up. They might have a job and they might pay their bills, but they're effectively kids. They don't take on the actual responsibility and mature relationships and mature ideals, with the occasion of being a little bit silly. I think, in a lot of ways that's just as bad, if not worse, because you have the potential for so much more. I think that's another part of it too, is like kids are boundless potential until people put bounds on them. And I think part of that's taking their childhood too, the figuring crap out for themselves. Like, just because you always wanted to give birth to a lawyer doesn't mean that your kids should be a lawyer.
And usually that starts young.
Yeah, that starts
pushing it young.
Very young.
Starts young.
I had a coworker many, many years ago. That relationship did not end well, but I honestly, which I'm sorry about, but he took things that I said 180 degrees on how they were meant, and then his mind turned them into things I never said, which, that sucks. But he, the last conversations we had, I asked, just like, it was just before Thanksgiving, and I asked if he had any holiday plans. And he said, I'm trying to remember his wording, but it was basically, he was, going to go spend time being treated poorly, treated like crap by his friends and family. And I like, well, you need better friends. If your friends treat you like crap, they're not your friends. There's a difference between your buddies giving you a hard time and and if you feel like you're being treated like crap, that's not your friend.
Yeah.
And your family is like, well, you're guilty of the biggest, child sin that in the world. You didn't live up to the person they thought you were going to be before they even met you. And you can't do anything. They have to grow up. You can't do anything about that. But it's like I think all of these. It's like how one of the biggest disappointments is for your kids is unmet expectations. Like you expected them to be all of these things, and you didn't know who they were when you made these expectations. But somehow it's their fault for not living up to them. And again, no, I didn't want to be guilty of that. And it's like all of that stuff, all of it. They just start chipping away at what should be a joyous period of time in a kid's life. Being a kid. And sometimes being a kid means being that hyperactive little snot that can't pay attention. It's part of the process.
What laid this on your heart? Well, how did we even start here?
I don't know. I don't know. Just kind of ended up there. Okay, I think there's parts of it that are, looking at our girls and where they're currently at in life, and their friend that we brought and spent a week with, and all of the situations that have gone on in his life, which that's a month's worth of episodes that we're not going to get into because that's not our story to tell. But it's just there's a huge, it's kind of a dichotomy in how they were, our girls and he was brought up. It's like I support my girls in whatever silly thing, and silly to me, not silly to them, little interests that they might have. Our youngest at one point, it's like she really had a thing for Lindsay Sterling. And if you ever get a chance to see her live, it is really entertaining. And she was like, I really want to learn the violin. Okay. And we went and bought her a violin. Was it silly? Yes. It was a little bit, it's like, yeah, you know what?
It wasn't a spectacular violin, but she could have learned.
No, but it was a decent student violin, and we got her some stuff to get started and kind of.
And then what happened 2 months later?
I told her she had to spend 15 minutes every day playing with it for the next month. At week 3, I don't think she picked it up after that. And
no,
it's like,
actually, what happened 2 months later was my mother passed away.
Yeah, well,
so she lost all interest.
Well, she lost interest before that.
It couldn't have been very long because she got it for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Birthday's in February. My mother passed in April.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, no, I mean,
could not have been very long.
And it wasn't. But it's like I don't think she had any desire to try and pick it back up after that. And then she ended up selling it, which is fine. But and then so I was like, I will. You have an interest in this? Let's drive down on it and see how far that interest goes. Not telling you have to. It's like, you're interested in it? You actually want to learn this? Okay, here we go. Let me give you the tools you need to get started down that path. And if it's something that you're really driven to, you're not going to put it down. I mean, not really. And then she discovered drawing and actually drawing and painting. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, you're interested in this? Here's some stuff. Okay, what kind of drawing? It's like, oh, you want pencils? Oh, here's pencils. Oh, you need you need gum. You want to try gum erasers? Here's gum erasers. And paint. Yes. And now she's got a couple of toolboxes full of art supplies. And she does, it's polymer clay, and she's done little sculptures, and she does all kinds of paintings and sketches and watercolors, and she hates pastels. And
she learned.
And it's like, and as long as she's passionate about it, it's like, okay, here you go. And I've never pushed her, hey, what are you painting next? It was always, you got anything going on? It's like, I'd love to see what you're doing. encouraging her and making sure she had what she needed to explore that next step. Will she ever make a living with art?
I don't know.
Don't know. Probably not. Most artists don't. But she's talking about using art in therapy to help.
But then she informed me yesterday that we said it enough that that's why she thinks that.
Yeah, but she started it.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with her Googling it, researching it, and deciding that it was something she was interested in.
Mm-hmm.
It was because we said so much that she'd be good at it. That's why she picked it.
My gosh. I didn't bring it up. I know I never brought that up. She brought that up. We always said she'd be a good therapist. She's very intuitive.
She is the one that brought that up. She has a really amazing natural bent.
Like, you know what? If that's not a path she wants to choose, now is the time to figure that out.
We did discuss that.
Yep. And it's like, I have no problem with her changing course. It's, I think it's like, okay, we need a little push. You need to stay moving. Because it's way easier to steer into a new direction if you're already moving. Life doesn't have power steering. It has old school rack and pinion mechanical steering. If you're sitting still, it's like, pulling a tooth out of an elephant. It's a lot of hard work and you're not going to enjoy it. But once you're moving, it's easier. Like, it's way easier to adjust course than it is to start over. So as long as you're moving, it's way easier to adjust. And if she wants to adjust, more power to her. What do we need to do? What are you looking at? What information, what tools, what do you need? Same thing with our oldest. She decided, it's like, okay, you know what? This didn't work out. Let's go in this path. Okay. Now what do you need? You've done the schooling. What do you need? But like, I don't want to push them into anything because it's, there's nothing quite like the discovering at 30 that you've spent your entire life living up to other people's expectations and you're not doing a dang thing that you want to do with your life.
Which is certainly not what I want.
Not at all. Not at all. I want them to figure out. I mean, sometimes you just don't. And sometimes what you want to do is nothing to do with your income and has everything to do with how you want to live when you're not working, which is also perfectly legitimate and valid and more power to you. I know a lot of people, it's like they love to travel, they love to do their thing. And to a degree, to me, that's, again, tapping into that childlike experience, like you're experiencing new things you've never seen before, going places you've never gone before and seeing them for the very first time. And you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You work a job that you really don't care about that much. It's a job. I'm making money so that I can go live out my life and tap into that retap into that joy, and not to say that childlike joy has to not necessarily mature with you, because traveling and seeing the world is definitely a more mature way of tapping into that than going gaga over Matchbox cars.
I don't know. It's subjective.
But it's subjective, and if you're really into Matchbox cars, more power to you. I got not gigging, not trying to harsh your groove, man.
You keep saying that term.
Yeah.
Why are you sounding so old today?
Because I'm not young.
He's showing our daughter Beavis and Butthead clips earlier today.
It's a good time.
Fire.
Anyway.
Fire.
But anyway, I'm just, I don't know.
You feeling like you want to be a childlike? Is that it?
It was a joke. It's like, I want to go back to the time when I was a kid, when I didn't have to worry about money, bills, groceries, doing the laundry, cleaning the house.
Of course. That'd be great.
I just want to.
That'd be amazing.
I just want to wake up every morning and know that everything's going to be okay.
Everything is going to be okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to be a child to think that.
No, but there's some...
I can appreciate the childlike innocence.
Sure. Well, there's something... But now everything's going to be okay because we're going to do everything we can to make sure it's okay.
The truth is, when I was a child, I couldn't tell you I always thought that everything was okay.
Yeah. Even when things weren't great. I mean, I knew there were times where we didn't have a penny left over. But even then, it was like, no, things are going to be fine. We're going to get through the other side of this. It's like, yeah, we're not going to be buying new clothes for a couple months. We're going to get the dented cans this week. But we're going to be fine. My mom, having grown up in the way that she grew up, it's like there was a way she was gonna find a way of making sure everybody was okay.
So
But
I remember standing on that balcony,
mm-hmm,
staring at the sky with you,
mm-hmm,
and we got to see the most beautiful. Was the supermoon?
mm-hmm. Oh, that was
That was incredible.
It was.
What a place to be to see that.
Yeah. The moon was casting the most distinct shadows. It was cool. It was like a a video game render with the blur turned off. It was like distinct, sharp lines. It was so bright and so cool. It was very, very. It was impressive.
It was a couple times through the week, but that was one of them. If you can stand in awe at what God has provided, that if anybody that's been listening to this has followed along, a year ago when I said I didn't know what working would look like and working part-time and full-time and all that. Well, I've been working full-time. I worked full-time for months leading up to a surgery and taking a few weeks off, and now here I am recovering and hitting it full bore. You know, I've got my 6 weeks, got my vacation now. I'm hitting it, and I know the holidays are coming, but I have no plans to take any time off. So if you could stand in awe for a second that I have worked to earn money that I did not expect I'd be able to earn.
Mm-hmm.
Money I did not expect to be capable of working as much to earn it, right? You want to back up in perspective. That I pay cash for an amazing specialist that led me to a path that has changed my life, revolutionized how I feel. I'm so amazed. And that was a year ago, November, I saw him for the first time. Mm-hmm. So we're not quite a whole year of treatment from him. And I am blown away at the difference my life is now. I could take 3 weeks off in a 2-month span and not be detrimentally affected. Yes, I felt it a little bit. I felt it a little bit.
Sure. But, I think we all did.
But it wasn't significant. It wasn't so significant. We couldn't buy groceries. We still went on our vacation. We had a good time. Mm-hmm. We did the things we went to do. We didn't eat out and go crazy every day, but we had a good time.
Mm-hmm. We did eat out.
We ate out a few times. They were good.
Downtown Flavor Town.
Downtown Flavor Town.
That was really good.
That was
you
amazing.
Did not leave hungry.
And here I am talking to somebody to figure out how we could do whatever we need to do to be able to move. Like, I don't know about you, but I could say that a year ago I could not fathom that those things would have been possible. Impossible while paying off medical debt and still having time off for a surgery and still taking a vacation and still paying cash. He does not take insurance, paying cash mm-hmm. to a doctor on a regular basis. And all the bills get paid and there's still food in the fridge. Mm-hmm. And we're still now taking over our oldest daughter's bills, right? Because she hasn't worked in a while, so she's not helping. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. And I know that it's been a really long time of a lot of burden on you, and that does take the childlikeness away, right? And there are days where I have to stop and think, man, the blink cliche that's just the truth. It's gone in a blink. And I don't wish anymore. I don't speak that way. Like, oh gosh, I wish it could have been different and all that. The kids didn't know.
Yeah.
Our kids didn't know how bad it was. The worst ever was. They had no idea. No. They still had their handmade Yoda and Leia costumes. And
she still has the ears.
And they just didn't know. They had no idea. Um,
And the custom robes.
but
Let's see if I can pull that off again. Cause,
right, you might have to.
I have to.
Might have to.
Not because I can.
But the point is, I actually envision this is it's a different childlike phase for us, right? I know you're still wrapping your head around, and maybe you're not. I don't know. Maybe you're not allowing the awe to come when you're standing on the balcony staring at the moon over the mountains, and that was taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was all taken care of. You spent a long time being a naysayer because you couldn't see it, because you were on the dark side for a really long time. So it's really hard to see. It's really hard to appreciate, and I get that because I'm still doing it. I think appreciation is different because I am the one that handles the money and takes care of the things. But when you talk about going and getting the motorcycle and building the car, and I mean, you're talking about crap that's like not cheap, okay? But
the bike's kind of
But
cheap.
that's the childlike world for you, is like this stuff that's like not cheap.
The bike I like is actually pretty cheap, to be fair. The car, not so much.
And being a grandpa, which we have zero control. You have zero control over. I will be grandmama. What do you want to be called? If I'm grandmama, what are you?
I don't care. I just want to be around them enough that they know me.
Because in Adam's family, there was no grandpa.
Nope.
So.
Grandpa Adams. No.
Grandmama. It's the phase in life, right? It's a weird phase. It's a weird stage because we aren't grandparents. We're old enough. We could be. You mentioned earlier, we were married, and they're at very, very different stages, but they're different people.
Oh yeah, and
we gave them a different life than we had.
Mm-hmm. They weren't trying to escape anything.
There was a few reasons I got married at 18. It wasn't just because I loved you.
Yeah, it was because you were escaping. Yeah, I understand.
I mean, we could have waited. Would you have wanted to wait?
Didn't see the point.
Okay, then. At least you're being honest. It's a weird, because even now, like, we can go away for a weekend. We can, our 30th is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to go get the giant house and take everybody along? No. I have no idea who they'll be dating and who they'll be with.
Sure.
And, maybe we will, and just, they can all show up whenever they show up. But like, it's a different.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't think I want to take the dog.
Oh my gosh, that was so bad. She was just such a mess by the end.
Oh, yeah.
She was a nervous mess because she missed home, and to be fair, I got it. Like, it was different, but
different, yeah.
I'm saying it's almost like a selfish season, right? But you don't know how, because it's not your nature. And it's not like we have the means for you to just go and do these things and buy the motorcycle and build the car and these things that you talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have some, college fund of one of my children that I can rob to go on a world cruise. I'm sorry that I don't have that.
No. If we did,
like somebody we know,
that would be unacceptable.
Like somebody we know.
Yeah, unacceptable.
But it's what you make of it. It's how you perceive it. We don't have grandkids yet.
Nope.
And
I am looking forward to that.
I know you are.
I'm pretty sure the amount of overtime that I work is going to decrease dramatically.
I would hope it would by then. Right?
It's just weird. It's like my checks. It's less than 50 hours. Oh, like that. Yeah, that's a really weird place to be at. It's like I don't know. I don't like that.
But I get this isn't where you started. You started with some ADHD thing, but
yep.
I know. Thank you everyone for following the rabbit holes on that one. But yes, childhood ends quickly. The cuteness of babydom ends very quickly. Our neighbor that's leaving, their daughter she'll be a year old, I believe, in November. I believe she was born November. So, like, next month.
Sounds right.
So, I mean, look how that flew by.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember sitting with the neighbor, like, you know, super pregnant and telling me that, you know, the due date when it was, and just talking about how she was doing, and we were just visiting for a little bit. And I haven't seen her a lot.
No.
But they work and I work and we work and
yes.
Life.
Yep. And
in different stages. Like they're at a very different stage.
They're at the beginning of the marriage. They're still in the beginning of the marriage life. And
we're at a different place.
We're in a different place. Like
we can enjoy
We've
each
been
other.
Married about I don't know. I think we've been married longer than they've been alive. So
I think so, or very close.
Yeah. So
yes. and we can enjoy life in a different way.
Mm-hmm. I will never say a baby is not an absolute massive anchor.
It's a beautiful blessing anchor.
But it is one. But you know what? That's a harbor I don't regret.
No, not at all.
It was
not at all.
And there are times it's still hard to look at them and not see that little squishy, tiny little face that they used to have. It's like just squishy.
Maybe we need to stop this and we need to go downstairs.
Go downstairs and
squish some faces.
Squish some cheeks.
Okay. All right, let's do that. Let's go do that.
No, that annoys our youngest. Really,
let's go do it anyway.
Really, really badly.
Let's go do it.
I still touch her face on occasion. She's just like, "What are you doing?" It's like, just let me have it.
Let's go do that. Thanks for following along today.
Most definitely.
I don't know what happened. That fell apart. So next time you're going to watch your verbiage when you say, "Yeah, I've been looking." It's no, I don't have anything. I've been looking. But anyway, we may do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
Thank you for listening today.
Appreciate you here.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, I'm Fix It.
I'm Feel It.
We hope you join us in the future.
Until next week.
You all have a great one.